for having me today. Today is day 2 of week 2. Our kickoff scripture for today is over in Romans chapter 5 verse 3. Scripture says, we also exult in our tribulations, knowing that tribulation brings about perseverance. And a reason to rejoice is our subtopic for today. If you would, our scripture is over in James. We are going to read in chapter 1 today, verses 2 through 4. James writes, "Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. And let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing." Trials and tribulations, is our topic for this month. Tony writes, if you're not in the middle of a trial right now, just hang around. None of us can dodge trials, so we need to find out the resources God has given us to deal with trials. What is a trial anyway? It's an adverse circumstance that God allows or even brings about in the lives of us as children to deepen our faith. We'll see this week that trials are not designed to sink our boat, but to help us improve our navigation skills. In the words of the apostles Paul and James, we can actually rejoice when we undergo trials, because we know God is doing something special in our lives. Now, trials can come from a number of directions. Sometimes God sends you a trial to teach you a specific lesson. At other times it comes simply because you live in a sin-cursed world and the curse rubs off on you. So you become the victim of a crime or an accident or an illness that crashes into your life. Sometimes trials are a result of your own sin. You yield to temptation that leads to a set of circumstances that are tough to deal with. Don't forget that the enemy can attack you at trials for the purpose of bringing about your spiritual defeat. So my concern is not so much the source of your trials, but what do you do when they show up? How do you respond to them? The good news is you're not alone out there, because no matter what the source of your trial is, God has a situation well in hand. He can work out His purposes even in a trial you may bring upon yourself. One great way to learn how to deal with trials is to watch others in the middle of one. So starting tomorrow, we'll get into a boat with the disciples and row out to the middle of the Sea of Galilee. Stay with me and you'll learn that even when your boat starts to rock, toss, and turn, Jesus Christ has the authority over all your trials. And to think about it, Tony writes, you're either in the middle of a trial, just coming out of one, or just heading into one. Better be ready. Not for the most part, I agree that trials, I don't want to say are constant, but trials in life seem to be rather steady in this world. If for no other reason, what Tony brought up, in that we do live in a sin-cursed world. It's the nature of the world we live in. And, sin is opposition to God. Sin obviously brings about death and destruction. We're living in life and newness of life, so there's controversy there. So I like how he brought up about the testing of the faith. Trials being a test of your faith. I talked about that last week, about how God will bring about things, to test our faith, to build us up in spiritual maturity. We're going to pick back up tomorrow, back over in Matthew 14 again, where we left off last week, and we're going to get into this storm out in the Sea of Galilee. Y'all have a good day. God bless you.